Hey, welcome everybody to Brian King's tutorial on PowerDirector. Now, there's a lot of video editing software out there. Pick and choose whatever you like. I tried out many different programs before I decided on PowerDirector. Now, I've done extensive video editing, and I started out with the free version of PowerDirector for the Android. I didn't even have a computer at the time. So, that said, the first thing we need to do is figure out, okay, let's say we're going to mirror somebody's video, but we want to do some edits to it. So first, what we do is we go into YouTube. Now here, I'm on my channel. I go over to videos, and I just pick a video. So let's take the Police Gone Rogue video. And we'll pause that, click share, click copy link. Now go back to your home screen. Go into Chrome. Now I've already loaded the page up, the savefrom.net. I'm going to paste the link to that video in here. It grabs the video from YouTube. Now SaveFrom just redid their website, so it's not quite as user-friendly as it was before, but it's pretty simple. You just click download in video, or in browser, sorry. And then click download in browser again. Now it's going to download it directly to the hard drive. You can see top left and bottom of the screen both tell you it's downloaded. So let's go back to our home screen. Now, PowerDirector only works in landscape mode. So we're going to open PowerDirector up. Turn our phone. Now you see here, this is the project screen. I've got different projects I've worked on. Many of them on this phone I made directly on here. So, we're going to go new project, and we'll give it a name. We'll call it tutorial. If I spell right. Unfortunately, my phone is dying, so the keyboard doesn't work like it's supposed to. Now, PowerDirector is timeline based. You can see down here in the bottom part of the screen, this is the timeline. Now, up top here, you see video capture, Google Drive, camera, etc., etc. What the PowerDirector automatically scans your device for your download directory, your images directory, your videos directory, your root directory. It looks for places where it would find videos. And then it shows them here. Now, most videos you start off with a caption screen that describes what the video is about. So, in this instance, we're going to put a color board. You have to have a color board in order to have text. You have to give the timeline something to put the text on. I'm going to select black, and I touch it again, and it automatically drops it down here. So now, if I select this, you can see it starts out at 5 seconds long. That's the default. You can just hold your finger down on the side of it and slide it and make it longer or shorter, whatever works for you. Slide your thumb, just slide it on the storyboard or the timeline, and you slide it on the timeline, and you can see that it moves it back and forth. Now let's put some text. So you see here on the top left, you got 4 little buttons. The arrow, music, and film. The middle button means it's like an overlay. So we're going to select the overlay. And see that I have the registered version of PowerDirector, so I have the option of putting video, which is like picture-in-picture. That is not available on the free. So I'm going to add some text here. And you got a lot of different things you can choose from. Different versions of text moving, text unite. You can, test these out. See which one works for you. Generally, I'll go and I'll just select default. Then default again. Now, when you touch it down here on the timeline, it brings the focus to it. Now, slide the indicator. It'll snap to the edge of the storyboard. And then up here on the top, you can see where it says Cyberlink. If you touch that, it brings you into the editor. Here, obviously, is the default text. So, we're going to change this. Now, before, the check mark would indicate you're done, you're satisfied with what you typed. I'm going to click on the pencil on the left here. This brings me to an additional editing option window. So now, you got your default text. You can change the color of it, slide how dark or light you want it to be. On the left here, you can see there's 3 different letter A's. The top one is the font face. So that tells you what font you want to use. Personally, I like the more playful fonts. And then the next one down is the border. You can give it a border or not. And then you can slide this to make it thicker or thinner. The next one is the shadow. Now, this one defaults to off. So touch this there, and you get it so that it's on. And then, obviously, the default color is black, and we have a black color board. So, it's not going to really work. You're not going to see anything. So, change that to, you can change it to white, or blue, dark blue, whatever works for you. This is where this is where the artistry comes in with making videos. Now, I like to do a little drop shadow, and you can see, if you click fill shadow, what that does is, right now it defaults to only giving shadow to the font face. If you click fill shadow, it actually fills in the gap between the shadow and the font face with the shadow color. So it makes it look like a 3-dimensional object. Then you see here when you slide it, you can give it depth or decrease. I like just a general drop shadow. But again, everybody develops their own aesthetics. And then just touch anywhere up on the top here in the video to get out of that screen. So now you see we have PowerDirector tutorial. So, next what we're going to do is we're going to add the video itself. Again, on the top left, you'll see the little film and music note button. Select that. And then here, I've got my different directories. I'm going to select download. And then we select the download video for that New Jersey clip. Then again, you just touch down here on the timeline anywhere, and it makes whatever screen is open go away. So now you see we have the whole video clip available to us. It's a short clip, but let's say we want to get rid of part of this video. So we only want to mirror some of the video, not all of it. So let's find a good spot where we can cut the clip. So let's say here where we're on the parking lot view. Now you highlight the video clip. So touch it just once. On the top left here, you see a pencil, a cutting tool, and a garbage can. Select the cutting tool, which is just below the pencil. And it automatically splits that where the timeline indicator is. So now it's as if I have 2 video clips here. So I'm going to get rid of this first part. So I select it, and then I select the garbage can. So now that's gone. And then we can take off, let's say, the back end of the video. Let's pick a spot. That looks good. So we'll select the video again. Cut the tool or the video, select the part we want to get rid of, and click garbage can. Now we have only a part of the video, just a simple clip. But let's say we want to add our own watermark. or caption to this video. Me, I generally try to add a watermark to my videos just to show everybody that this is me. So I'll pick where in the video I want it to start. And then I'm going to click on that overlay button again. And I'm going to click on title. And again, I'm going to use the default text. Now, I want to make this as long as the video, so I have to keep sliding this over. Unfortunately, on every editor, this is the same. You have to keep sliding it all the way to as long as you want it. Then I'm going to edit it. And I just put the web address to my channel. So now we got our web address. We click the check mark to say we're happy with this. Now, obviously, it starts out real big. So you got to slide this over and then grab the corner, and that'll resize. And you keep doing it until it fits on the screen. Now, me, I can leave it on the bottom, on the top, wherever. Let's take it and we'll put it on the bottom in the middle of the video. So now, once we're done with this here, you see that that watermark is on the whole video, all throughout the video. Now, at the end, most people put an ending screen. Thank you for watching. Click below to subscribe. You would do the same thing as you did at the beginning of the video. You would select and click color board. Drop a color board in. Select that just to get out of that screen. We'll resize it. And we got to line this up just right. Click the overlay button. Title. Default. There we go. Now we got our ending screen. So that's kind of the basics on creating a video, editing an existing video, cutting some pieces out, and then adding some color boards in. But let's say we want to splice two videos together. So let's get rid of this little ending here. So now we have our end of this video. I'm going to go into my adding a video again. So now we'll go and we'll mess around with the camera. I downloaded just a, sorry, not camera, download. I downloaded this silly little dinosaur clip. So now we splice that in there at the end. So, this literally is how it will run. It will run from this video straight through to this video. So, when we're playing our video,
based on this report, the entire department.
So now you see how that works. Now, you see this little film clip with a lightning bolt that's right in between the two film clips. That little selection there is called a transition. So if you touch that, it brings up the transition options. So you can fade from one clip to the next. You have what they call evaporate, different levels of evaporate, which is, it literally looks like one clip is evaporating into the next. I like to use a fade or an old-fashioned film scroll. So let's choose the old-fashioned film scroll. And then we'll select back down here again to get out of that screen. And we'll let this roll.
Privilege to take advantage of people. Based on this report, the entire department.
And you see it transition to the next clip. So, now that you've learned that, now you see how to add a caption to a film clip. You figured out, or you've learned now how to cut a clip up. You figured out how to splice two clips together, changing the transition style. So now, that's the absolute, basics of video editing. That's what most people, they don't do a lot more than what this is. So, that would be the end of it. But, PowerDirector, the registered version allows you to do a whole lot more. So let's say we want to goof around with this dinosaur clip, and we want to put it in here walking down the road. So first, let's get rid of it over here. Now, this is only available with the registered version of PowerDirector. So it will not work for the regular the free version. So let's click the film overlay again. We'll select video this time. Again, only available to the registered version. And we'll select download, and then we'll select the dinosaur. So you see here, it's dropped that clip down here instead of being on the end of the top clip. It's overlaid with this clip. So now we can slide it over here, and you can change the size as big as you want. You can even change the rotation, but let's leave it at level. So now here's where what's called chroma key comes into play. You can see this is a green screen dinosaur. It's exactly as it sounds. It's sitting on a green screen. So when you select this, you select the little pencil icon on the top left. Now you see there's different options here. You can change the volume. This is how you would mute a clip or increase the volume. You would simply click on volume and put it all the way down to mute that particular clip, or increase the volume. You can overlay, if you change the opacity of it, you can see here, just by sliding this, that's how you would ghost one image over another. So, like, I've done it where I've had an American flag ghosted over a different video and allowed them to play together. But in this instance, let's take this again. Again, you can touch away from any clip, and that'll take the focus back to the main timeline. Select the dinosaur, select the pencil. Now I'm going to touch chroma key. This is where green screen comes into play. You can touch the little eyedropper, and you can slide it around anywhere you want on the green. That's the color we want it to ignore. Okay, then you touch the eyedropper again. Now you see it's disappeared, and the checkerboard pattern indicates a see-through background. So now you can see down by the feet, the shadow still has some green showing. That's what these options here are for. You can kind of mess with it a little bit and change the amount it ignores. If you go too far, you start to lose your border, you start to lose your shadows. But this is how you fine-tune it with PowerDirector Mobile. The PC version does far more. So this is very limited in what you can do as far as chroma key. But it does work. So now we're done with this. So we're going to go back to our film. So now you see the dinosaur is there, but the green is gone. So now let's find the end of that part. This dinosaur clip has several different motions. Let's find the end of it. Slowly. Unfortunately, it jumps around when you slide on there. We'll cut that and get rid of the excess. So now let's go over here and let it play.
Drug dealers to the area to make arrests. Residents I spoke with who live in the area did not like hearing about criminals being attracted to their neighborhoods.
So not good. The dinosaur was there, and then he was gone. He exists as for the length of the clip. Now, you can also add what they call stickers into here. You click on, again, the overlay button. The little smiley face. PowerDirector comes with tons of stickers. You can see it's got all the different funny faces and whatnot. So let's say we'll put on the happy face. Oh no, you know what? It's a bad clip, so let's put on the crying face. You can see here, now you can mess with the size of it however you want. grab it. If you hold on to it and slide it around just like you would anything else, and you leave it there. So now, when you let it play,
office says Chief Coppola awarded officers who wrote the most tickets or made the most arrests with a $200 meal allowance.
Wow, that's crazy to hear.
you can see that. Now it added the sticker to the screen for that length of time. So that's the basics on doing a little chroma key work, little captioning work, little video editing. So now let's say we're done with our video. Let's build it. On the top right, you see a little film clip with an arrow on it. Select that button. Click Produce Video. Now, on the free version, you only get SD available for the quality type. So instead of having HD or full HD, you can only do SD on the free version. But I generally use SD anyways because I don't want giant files. So we'll select SD. You can click settings and change some things about it. But we're happy with what this is. So we're going to click Produce. Now this is literally building our MP4 SD quality video. So now it's done, it's ready to go. You can click play now. If you click OK, it takes you back to the screen. But, you know, you play the video. You can see what your work is.
Not good, you know.
So, now we're finished with that. We can just click back. Now you see, we still have our timeline, so now we're done here. We have a basic video tutorial. Hope you guys learned a little bit about video editing. I highly recommend you go through, play with all the different options. You can add effects to different types of videos. Like, in this instance, let's say, we want to make the video black and white. So now, the whole video is black and white. We've added that effect to it. But the mobile version allows you to do a lot more with effects and tweaking effects. So you see here, I selected the effect. On the top left, you can remove the effect where it says FX with a slash through it. Or you have just FX to change the effects. Or the pencil to edit it. This is the degree of black or white. So now we've changed the video to purely black and white. And sometimes that adds drama to the video, but you play with it. Play with all the settings, play with all the options, get to know the program better. So, appreciate you watching. I hope you learned a little bit about video editing, and I highly recommend you get the registered version. And learning this does make it easier if you ever get to the PC version level, which I will be doing a tutorial on as well, but that's far more advanced. That's like movie making level. So this is plenty enough for just simple video editing. So again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.